I feel the invisible storm that churns your thoughts and steals your peace. I heard the cry of your spirit pleading for help, to silence the fear of what hasn't even happened yet. I am here to assure you that the tomorrow that haunts you so much is already held in my hands. Calm your heart. If this divine word already envelops your heart, write your name below. Tell me from which country, state, and city your soul hears this now, and tell me the exact time our meeting took place. Let the truth overflow from you, and write in the comments as a living outpouring, "My Lord God, I am here. I subscribed because I love you and want to hear you." If you wish to never let go of my hand again, seal your commitment. Subscribe your life to this channel, leave your sign of love, activate the constant call, and remain with me until the last second of this offering. For in the end I will whisper a powerful phrase directly to your spirit, and whoever declares it in faith will receive prophetic and liberating blessings upon their home. I know the silent weight you carry. When the house falls silent and night descends, I feel the anguish tightening your throat. You've been trying to anticipate the problems of the coming days and weeks. Your mind doesn't rest, creating scenarios of anguish that drain your life force. Remember the scripture in the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 34, where I taught you not to be anxious about tomorrow, for tomorrow will bring its own cares. Each day has enough trouble of its own. I see how you try to protect everyone around you, anticipating suffering to avoid pain. But this heavy burden wasn't made for your exhausted shoulders. You feel lost in the dark, trying to piece together a future that hasn't yet arrived. However, something immense is happening in the spiritual world at this very moment, an invisible movement in your favor that you can't even imagine. There's a mystery about to be revealed, something that will completely transform your vision of the days to come. Before I show you what I am preparing in secret, if this comfort has touched your wounds, leave your love in this message. Gently subscribe and share this piece with someone who also cries in secret. Answer me in the quiet of your being. What is the great worry that steals your sleep today? Write in the comments our word of faith to begin your inner healing. Rest. I feel the exhaustion that consumes your strength. It's not just the tiredness of the body after a long day, but the deep fatigue of a soul that never stops fighting ghosts. You wake up in the morning, and even before the light brightens your window, your mind is already waging wars in the field of what hasn't even happened yet. The fear of lacking provision, the anguish of seeing those you love suffer, the agony of making the wrong decision, all this accumulates in your chest like stones that don't belong to you. You have been trying to be everyone's shield, trying to foresee every failure, every pain, every loss, but this imaginary armor is crushing your own breath and leaving you completely paralyzed inside. I have made a clear promise for your days of unbearable weight. In the book of Psalms, chapter 55, verse 22, it is written that you should cast your burden upon the Lord, and he will sustain you, for he will never allow the righteous to be shaken. I call you to apply this now, at this very moment when your breath is short and fear consumes you. When the dread of next month knocks on the door of your mind, you don't need to open it, and you don't need to accept this dark visit. Throw this heavy burden of worries into my lap. You don't need to have all the answers today. Your only daily task is to trust in me, because I know every detail of the path. However, there is an obscure reason for this continuous affliction of yours. The adversary of your emotions uses this constant mental fatigue to blind you. He wants you to become so exhausted, imagining tragedies, that you lose the spiritual sensitivity to see a gigantic deliverance that I am orchestrating in the silence of your story. There is an invisible door about to open before you, something that will change the direction of the winds blowing against your house. If this sacred truth is bringing serenity to your inner storm, mark this moment with your like. Join your life to this channel by subscribing, embracing my voice every day, and share this message as an act of pure compassion with that person who also carries the world on their shoulders and cries silently in the early hours of the morning. Confide in me in your heart. What have you been trying to solve with your own hands that has already exceeded the limits of your human strength? Write in the comments our prophetic word of now, declaring your surrender, relief. I feel the tremor of your soul when you cross this dark valley, where tomorrow seems like an arid desert without answers. It is precisely in this terrain of uncertainty that I ask you to place your trust. True faith is not born in the light but in the dark womb of the earth, awaiting its perfect time to sprout. When you transform your paralyzing fear into absolute surrender, you allow my light to flood your coming days. If it is possible for you, and only if it springs from the depths of your being, transform your gratitude for the peace you feel now into a seed of love for this channel. Consider my immense love and the sacrifice of my son Jesus, and support using the link in the description of this video and in the pinned comment. There you will find the fertile ground where your contribution of love can be deposited and consecrated before the Creator of all things. You can support with any amount. Remember, give only what fits in your heart with joy. I receive with profound love. The amount doesn't matter. What truly matters is the sincerity of the heart of the one who offers. For what seems little to you may be immense to the one who receives. Those who contribute with an offering of love and a sincere heart, please remember to include your name and city along with the gesture. For on the first day of the following month, in a unique and special video on our Divine Love, the Voice of God channel, your name will be remembered and mentioned in the form of a warm thank you in prayer. For it is written in the second letter to the Corinthians, chapter 9, verse 10, "Now he who supplies seed to the sower and bread for food will also supply and increase your store of seed, and will enlarge the harvest of your righteousness. Every offering made in faith is a seed sown before me, your Lord, and I will not fail to bear fruit from any of them. I watch over your struggles in secret and reward you in the sight of all." Remain in communion until the end of this message, because I still want to touch your spirit with my voice. I behold the greatness of your heart and your pure intention to walk beside me, spreading light wherever you go. I know that sometimes, when trying to offer your loving support, unexpected barriers arise and the banking system refuses your contribution due to strict security measures trying to prevent your sowing. My beloved, do not grieve or be discouraged if this happens on the very first attempt. I only ask that you contact your card issuer and confirm that this gesture of love is genuine and desired by you. Then, try again with vigor, renewing your valuable offer, for your support is the foundation of faith that sustains this work, and will be honored with abundant and infinite blessings. Our divine love deserves this effort and perseverance. And know something very special. I will make sure to thank you personally. If your intention is pure, whether your contribution arrives now or faces some temporary setback, I myself will reach out to you in an intimate and welcoming email. I will speak directly with you. However, there is an invisible detail about your next week that the darkness has been trying to hide from your spiritual eyes, a twist of peace that I have already secretly positioned on your path. If this divine truth is watering your hope today, let your light be an embrace of my promise. Please confirm your subscription gently so you don't miss my daily call. Share this light with someone walking under the same storm of anxiety, and answer me in the silence of your soul. What is the barren terrain in your life that most needs my rain today? Write in the comments our new word of prayer: seed. I know the dread that grips you when you look to the horizon and can't see your destination. The fog of tomorrow blinds you, and you tremble before the decisions you need to make, afraid of making a mistake and ruining everything. But listen to my voice echoing in the depths of your spirit. You are not walking alone towards the unknown. I always walk one step ahead of you. The future that so frightens you has already been traversed by my feet. In the book of the prophet Isaiah, chapter 45, verse 2, I have written for this very moment of your affliction. I will go before you and make the crooked places straight. I will break in pieces the gates of bronze and cut through the bars of iron. Feel the impact of these words on your soul today. That problem that keeps you awake at night, that difficult conversation at home, that answer you await with a pounding heart. All of this has already passed through my hands. I have already been in your tomorrow. I have already prepared the ground. I have already removed the thorns that would make your feet bleed. You cry in the early morning hours trying to figure out how things will turn out, but your role is not to guess the end of the story. It is simply to hold my hand. Anxiety makes you believe that you are solely responsible for protecting your home, but the invincible shield of your home is me. The burden of the future does not belong to you. It belongs to me. Release this invisible control that hurts you so much inside. However, on the road that unfolds before you, there was a hidden trap, a snare set in the shadows to steal your peace in the coming days. I have already untied this knot, but you need to understand how to activate this continuous protection over your life, so that the early morning hours cease to be a battlefield and return to being your place of rest. If you feel my care smoothing your path now, let your enjoyment be like a sigh of faith. Allow my word to guide you daily, confirming your registration. Share this revelation of relief with someone who is stumbling in the fear of the unknown, and speak to me in the intimacy of your soul. What step of your tomorrow causes you the most anguish? Declare your trust in my guidance and write in the comments our new sacred word, path. I know that the early mornings can be long and cold when fear tries to return. For those moments when the inner silence seems heavy, and your mind tries to drag you back into the whirlwind of uncertainties, I have prepared a refuge for your soul to rest. If your heart desires to go deeper with me and feel my presence calming you every day, I have left you a gift in the form of a spiritual journey. It is something I wrote with much love and care for all my beloved daughters and sons, the digital book Divine Love Devotional, The Voice of God. It was prepared to accompany you day after day, in silence and deep intimacy, like a daily balm against all affliction. Access is also available via the link in this video's description and in the pinned comment. It's a gift delivered with all my love and affection, where the only cost will be your love, your constant presence with me, and your faith. And when you feel in your heart that you should support and contribute to our work and to divine love, the support buttons are in the same links. To shield our communication and protect our daily encounter against any storm, I have prepared 2 sacred and blessed refuges, a group on WhatsApp and another on Telegram. I ask that you enter these 2 spiritual homes so that our love and our daily contact are never broken by anything in this world. You can enter through the same support and contribution link you already know, in the description and in the pinned comment. If the storms of this world try to extinguish this space of divine love, we will remain unshakable, walking hand in hand, intact and blessed for all eternity. There will always be a welcoming embrace for your prayers, and I will continue to guide your steps, speaking softly to your heart. In groups with me, you will be able to commune, making requests for blessings and prayers, conversing with one another, and also receiving my messages with much greater intimacy and closeness. You are my greatest love. You are my divine love forever. I love you infinitely, for it is written, "The Lord will guide you continually and satisfy your soul in parched places and strengthen your bones. You shall be like a watered garden and like a spring of water, whose waters never fail. Remain here, breathing my peace." There is still a shield of protection that I have erected around your family, and you need to discover how the attacks of the invisible are being paralyzed today. If this divine companionship comforts your inner self, embrace this revelation by liking it. Inscribe your life on this altar so that you do not miss my whisper tomorrow. Share this invisible embrace with a soul that feels alone in the midst of the storm, and answer me in secret. What is the hidden wound that you wish me to heal in your nights of weeping? Seal this communion by writing in the comments our exclusive word for now, companionship. I know the silent affliction that so often invades your mind, like a premonition of dark clouds hovering over your house. You feel the strong wind blowing through your emotions and fear that the storm will destroy the peace of your family. But today, I open your spiritual eyes to see what happens in the invisible. While you wept softly in the stillness of the night, asking for protection for your loved ones, I was already waging great battles on your behalf. Many storms, forged with your life in mind, were completely undone by my hands before the first shadow even touched your roof. Remember the eternal promise I left in the book of Psalms, chapter 91, verse 10, where I affirm that no evil will befall you, nor will any plague come near your tent. I have kept that word millimeter by millimeter every day in your story. That misunderstanding in your home that did not prosper, that illness that suddenly lost its strength, that danger on the path from which your family was diverted without realizing it, all of this was my invisible shield operating over your tent. You in your humanity came to think it was luck or just a twist of fate, but it was I, your father, extending the immense wings of mercy over your days. However, although evil does not have celestial permission to destroy your home, there is a profound reason why you still feel the echo of fear and the shadow of agony trying to enter through the cracks in your mind. There is an invisible rope that you still hold very tightly, an exhausted attempt at control that you need to release today, so that full peace may finally settle in. If the recognition of this celestial protection calms the uneven beating of your heart, let your like serve as a silent seal of gratitude. Inscribe your soul in this purpose, keeping my voice alive in your days, and share this mantle of hope with someone who intensely fears for their family. Answer me in the quiet of your adoration. What was the great danger from which you feel I protected you, even without you understanding how it happened? Write in the comments our new word of victory for this moment: deliverance. I feel the desperate force with which your hands tighten on that invisible rope in the spiritual world. You firmly believe that if you let go of control over your family, your problems, or your tomorrow, everything around you will crumble. This is the cruel lie that anxiety whispers in your ear in the early hours of the morning, to keep you prisoner of despair and doubt. You have fought to exhaustion, trying to solve what is beyond your human reach, trying to mend wounds and situations that only my celestial touch can restore. The immense weight of this unreal responsibility is crushing your peace, stealing the lightness from your days, and draining the vital energy from your spirit. In the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verses 5 and 6, I gave you the key to break this silent prison. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight. Letting go of the ropes of your life today doesn't mean giving up on those you love or abandoning your dreams, but rather humbly acknowledging that my hands are infinitely safer than yours. When you stop trying to control the force of the wind and the rocking of the sea, you finally allow me to safely guide your boat to calm waters. Genuine relief only invades the soul the exact second that human effort ends and absolute divine trust begins. Let me be completely God in your life today. Take a deep breath, calm your heart, and simply release this burden that crushes you. However, while you struggled exhausted against the raging waves of your own mind, your spiritual vision blurred by the heavy tears of fear, you did not perceive something grand and beautiful forming. There is a new scenario that I am silently painting on the horizon of your story, a marvelous work of grace that is about to change the color of your days. If you feel the sweet relief coursing through your being as you surrender this weight into my hands, seal this moment by letting your enjoyment be an act of surrender. Confirm your subscription to this channel of love so that my voice may continue to be your rest. Spread this divine liberation to a soul that agonizes trying to embrace the whole world alone, and confess to me, in the depths of your being, what is the exact struggle that you decide to stop fighting alone from now on. Mark this sacred decision and write in the comments our new word of faith: surrender. I see the grey colors with which your exhausted mind has painted the picture of your coming days. You look ahead, and your aching heart, weary of so many disappointments, can often only imagine losses, the repetition of old wounds and the frustration of your most intimate dreams. The pain of the past tries to convince you that your future will only be an extension of your suffering. But listen sweetly to what I have recorded in the book of the prophet Jeremiah, chapter 29, verse 11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. I am not a God of destruction, my beloved. While you retreat into the silence of your room and weep softly, expecting the worst, I am working in the invisible realm, mixing the colors of your redemption. The beautiful scene I am painting now for your life is not the tragic end that fear insists on whispering, but rather the rebirth of a grand purpose that you thought was lost forever. That area of your soul that today seems like a barren, dry land will be the very garden where a profound and completely unexpected joy will bloom again. Your tomorrow does not carry the weight of despair. It carries the mark of my miracle and my meticulous care for your peace. However, for your spiritual feet to tread on this new ground that I have designed with such zeal, you will need to cross one last threshold within yourself. There is a narrow door through which your trust must now pass, a silent invitation that will seal your definitive liberation from all this torturous anxiety. If the hope of this new dawn makes your heart breathe a sigh of relief, let your like be a sign of faith in this promise. Seal your inscription in this space of love, so that my guidance reaches you every day. Share this vision of peace with a heart that, at this moment, can only see darkness in the future, and open your soul to me. What is the old dream that you wish to see restored in this new scenario of your life? Share your testimony that the best is yet to come by writing our new sacred word in the comments, restoration. I feel the accelerated pulse of your heart before this narrow door that now rises within you. The wide path of anxiety is very noisy, full of fears, bad omens, and multitudes of racing thoughts that continually drag you towards despair. But the door of absolute trust demands that you leave all this heavy and exhausting baggage outside. To cross it today, you need to strip your spirit of the need to understand everything and humbly embrace the mystery of my immense love for you. In the Gospel of John, chapter 14, verse 27, I whispered to my children, and I repeat it today sweetly to your weary soul. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid. Crossing this invisible door means resting your head on the pillow tonight with the unwavering certainty that I continue working in your favor while you sleep. There is no longer any need to watch over tomorrow, for the guardian of your life neither slumbers nor sleeps. Your soul is finally ready to receive the seal of this profound peace, preparing your being to rest safely beneath my eternal wings. If crossing through this narrow gate has brought stillness to your troubled soul, seal this courageous step by letting it be enjoyed. Confirm your enrollment in this refuge, so that my voice may continue to be your safest beacon every day. Share this direction of light with someone who still walks lost and terrified in the valley of fear, and answer me in the deep silence of your heart. What do you decide to leave behind outside this gate from today onwards? Write in the comments our word of encouragement to seal this sacred moment. Crossing. I contemplate the genuine serenity that now fills the dark spaces where fear and agony once dwelt. Your journey today was one of profound detachment and silent healing. You came into my presence with your soul bowed down by the crushing weight of tomorrow, but now your spiritual shoulders are light, completely freed from the chains of anxiety that tried to paralyze your days. The strong wind that threatened to destabilize your home has lost all its power before my authority, and the shadows of doubt and discouragement have been dispelled by the clarity of my providence. All you needed was to return to your safe place as a beloved daughter, remembering that the throne of control over the universe and your life belongs solely to me. In this sacred connection of peace that we have achieved, the exact moment has arrived to give you the spiritual key I promised from our first moment, the celestial answer that will silence any voice of defeat that tries to rise against you in the coming days and months. Open your spirit now and receive this whisper of power that I place with infinite love in the center of your heart. I can do all things through him who strengthens me. Take immediate possession of this unshakable truth. Write this exact phrase in the comments as your supreme act of faith, as a total surrender and an audible response to heaven that you accept my divine strength to overcome any obstacle that may arise. Let these sacred words be your unbreakable shield every day at dawn. Remain sheltered under my wings because our intimate conversation does not end here. There are even deeper mysteries about your true identity and grand promises of restoration for your family that I wish to reveal to you very soon. Walk confidently through our list of ongoing messages in the special playlist on this channel, and let my voice continue to gently guide you step by step in the sweet silence of your worship. I will be waiting for you there for another healing encounter.